Hi friends. So as usual, you know me already, and those who don't know me, you're welcome to join. So I'm a recent test taker. I took the USMLE recently, and I'm just giving this opportunity so that those who were not able to join our live the last time and they can ask their questions. And yeah, if you have any question about USMLE step one, step two, and some questions about step three, which I have not taken yet, you can ask. I've taken the step one already last year, and I have taken the step two also. Less than this, the second week. I'm waiting for the results on Wednesday. That's 3 days from now, and so I'm just doing this video so that y'all can join me. As I already said, um, so like going forward, I'm trying this new app, StreamYard. This is the first time I'm streaming from it. And so you're able to join me on the screen. If you want to join, you can join and talk. If you have if you want to join live, I can share the screen with you wherever you'll be in the video as well. I haven't tried that already. Hi, you are welcome to join us or join me. Yeah, let's. If you have any question about the USMLE, just put in the comment box. And let me see. Let me try. This is a new app for me, a streaming app. First time streaming on it. Let me see. Hi, y'all. See if it goes. Yeah, it goes. So yeah, that's very good. So if you have any question, Patel, hi. So you get OET's gold standard when OET video coming. Yeah, when is the OET video coming? Yeah, sure. I don't have a date. I'm really thinking about it. But if you have any question about OET, yeah, here again, yes, you can go. You can go. Yeah, go ahead. If you have any question about OET, you can ask me. And I'm going to drop the video link for you if you want to join. Let me see. Invite. Copy this. So send link to your guest. You may also want to share. Okay, instruction to the guest. Let me see. Somebody can try this and let's see. I'm gonna share this link to see if you want to join. You can click on the link and let's see if you join. Can someone try that for me, please? If somebody wants to join the video, the live feed. Oh no, there's a new app to me also. So we all try it together. Yeah, so the OET, definitely I'm going to do a video about it. But if you have any question, there were a few resources that I used. There is this YouTube channel that I give to everybody to watch, and you watch it and just follow his instructions, especially for the writing. Very good. Just write as he teaches you. I can put it, I think it's called Dr. Farad on YouTube. Yes, he was helpful for my writing. And for the speaking, what I did was I got someone that we spoke together. We spoke like every evening. We'll speak about. We'll download speaking samples and then we'll discuss it together among us. Also, she's a female. She's in Peru and I'm here in the US. So she will be my interlocutor for maybe one speaking, then I'll be her interlocutor. Then we continued doing that. Um, Let me see. Can someone click on this link, please? The link I just shared. I don't know. Can someone just try it for me? If you don't mind showing your face. Okay. If you don't mind showing your face, you can come live and speak live. Um, Let me see. I might try it myself to see if it works or not. Yeah, so if you're just joining us, if you have any questions about step one, step two, I'm ready to answer. If you were unable to join us last time, you can ask all your questions, anything about step one and step two. I'm expecting my results. So my permit disappeared last night, and I'm expecting the results to be released on Wednesday. Hopefully, I can go live with the score release so that y'all can see. I don't know what I'm getting though, but I feel nervous a little bit. I feel nervous, but I really wish to. Um, Okay, now I see that. Let me see. Add to stream. Okay, there we go. Ashish, you're welcome to join the channel. Can you
Thank
hear
you.
me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay. There's a little sound on your background.
yes, yes,
Okay. Do you have any question you want to ask?
yeah,
So,
yeah. Basically, I am preparing for step one.
mhm. There's a noise at your
Yeah.
background.
So,
Okay, go ahead.
yes. I am preparing for step one. I have done for first aid for the one part. I did first aid, and now I'm going for new world. And I have been using the new world like daily one block.
Mm-hmm.
Then around 600 questions till now. So I
Mm-hmm.
want to know about the role of UWorld and NBME and the like how to approach, how to do the things streamlined because there are so many gaps. I feel like in between there are a lot of gaps that I'm not able to study. So how to do the streamlined preparation like UWorld.
Yeah. So yes, so you are studying for step one, if I got you right, and also you said you are you've been doing U World, and then you are left with you've done about 600 questions. And yeah, how many blocks are you doing a day?
One block, 40 questions.
Okay. And are you able to review all within a day?
Pardon?
Are you able to review all the blocks a day? Like if you do 40 questions, are you able to review all the questions in one day?
Yeah, yeah, in a day only.
Okay. How long have you been studying?
Basically, I want to know how much, how basically I'm like feeling kind of because um, I'm not making the proper concepts like the questions. I take a lot of time like doing one block only solving question. It takes around 1.5 to 2 hours, and basically the concepts are not building like.
Okay. How many months have you
So
been
how should I approach? Like I did first aid one pass.
how many months have you been how many months have you been studying? Do you hear me? Okay, so I'll just go ahead and answer what I heard, but I wanted to find out how many months he has been studying. But yeah, so what basically he's saying is he's been studying for some time and he's not able to do a lot of questions, and the concepts are he's not able to capture a lot of the concepts. Yeah, so this question, I wish I could know more
Yeah, yeah.
information about the question. Because why I'm asking this is that it depends on how long you've been studying. Some people, like when you start studying immediately, you don't really get a concept. It takes time to build concept over time. So yes, it takes time to build concepts. Now, what I will say is that going forward, you have to add other resources to your studies if you've not been using them already. For example, like Boards and Beyond makes the review very fast for you. Like when I started studying for step one, what happened was I also started with a first aid like that, and it's very difficult to read the first aid and be able to get questions correct because the first aid is just like a compaction of everything. They've summarized everything for you in the first aid, and you need a different resource to open those things up so you can understand it. So if you haven't already, if you're not in your fifth year med school and all that, it will be difficult for you to just read and know. So what I advise people who are struggling at the beginning of their studies is that they should start with boards and beyond. Don't read first aid by itself. First aid, it's not by it, like it's not good by itself. You need some other resource to decode it. So like if you take boards and beyond together with first aid, he's going to explain it to you, and when he explains that to you, you'll be able to get it. And then the first aid becomes easier. It becomes like a revision book for you. Okay, so I understand the concepts first from boards and beyond, and when you reach the pathology of any chapter, you use the Pathoma for it. So I think that approach might help you. Yeah, don't just summarize, don't just memorize everything from first aid. Don't memorize those mnemonics at your beginning. First of all, understand the concepts first before you start memorizing the mnemonics your in your first aid. So that might help you. And also, you can also do first aid. Sorry, you can also do your questions as like section wise, like in the subject wise. Let me put that way. So for you world, you can do it subject wise. Okay. If you're doing you will try to do in if you are doing first pass of you will try to do it subject wise before you mix things up later. Because if you do it subject wise, then that means that when you take boards and beyond, if you're doing endocrine, you do the videos of endocrine complete, then you do their question in UWorld. If it's pathology you are doing, like when you reach endocrine, you try to do the pathology of endocrine as well, if there is a section for that. If you're doing heme, do the heme from the first aid using B&B, boards and beyond. After that, you can do UWorld questions. Now, when you are doing boards and beyond, you can decide to be doing annotations. So if you look at my book, sorry, let me just show you. If you look at my book, like I'm doing a lot of annotations for each section, and most likely the annotations are either from let me see if I bring them closer. Yeah. So most of these annotations that I'm doing, they may be from boards and beyond, or they may be from UWorld. So when you are doing your UWorld, try to do annotations into your first aid, and but start with boards and beyond. I hope that is helpful and has answered your question. You can put that into practice, and that should help you. Any other question? Um, Prashant, thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Um, can't unmute your guest because they chose.
Uh,
Yeah.
yes, and
Thank you. Thank you, Prashant. Yeah, are you okay with that? Any other question? Yeah, so I have this link
I want
coming
to.
up. Go ahead.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. So that was an interesting discussion, and yeah. So if anybody wants to join live, you can join, ask your questions, or you can also put them in the comment box. This is my first time doing this. This is my first time like using the StreamYard, and yeah. So it's about the USMLE. Any questions that you have, you can join us and discuss your questions. But please try to mute the background noise. If you're using your phone to join us, try to mute the background noise. Um, so Let me see here. What is YouTube? I want to see how it appears. First of all. Mm, okay. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I had no idea this is how the screensaver came. Banners. Banners. Mm, okay. Yeah, so if you're joining us, we are just discussing about the USMLE step one, step two. If you have any questions about your studies, anything about the exams, I'm a recent test taker. I took my step two recently, like 2 weeks ago, expecting the results this week. So if you have any questions, any difficulties, we can all discuss them together. Mm, mhm. Good job. Um, okay, let me see comments. So we have some few comments here. Let me see. So, you're welcome. What's the best way to prep for MSK in Med 1 start tomorrow? So MSK, for me, I think MSK has to do with a lot of memorization. But first of all, try to understand your neuro very your physio very well. Try to understand physio, build a very good foundation for physio. Don't feel lazy about when they're talking about the details of muscle contraction and those things. For pathology, and yeah, pathology, I'll say it's more of memorization. Yeah. And then you will get it, but try to really study the physio very well so that you appreciate, because it goes a very long way to help you. Yeah. If you want resources to use for that, I would say Bots and Beyond. It's very good if that's what you're going to start with. But usually your med school is going to have a resource for you guys, so it should be good. Yeah. So someone says, what are systems to focus on more for step one? Mm, yeah, this is a dicey question, because if you need to understand every topic in like every topic, but there are some few topics that you cannot do without them. Like I mean, so like I made a video where I listed all the topics. Okay, there are some topics that you cannot go into the exam without knowing them very well. Yeah, so the first 6 chapters of Pathoma, yeah, you must know them. Like starting with your exam, sorry, starting with your prep, make sure to be strong at the first 6 chapters of Pathoma. And then if you look at it, it's right here. If you don't have the book, you need to get it. Very important. Get the book, watch the videos, do annotations in them, review them, or make your flashcards out of them, which is the best. Making flashcard out of whatever is in Pathoma that you think you will not understand. So yeah, growth and adaptation, a cellular injury and cell death. You are of course going to get questions and then you want to master it very well. It gives you the basics to understand everything. Inflammation and inflammatory disorders, wound healing not really strong. Very important too. Principles of neoplasia, very important. Then chapter 4 is hemostasis and related disorders, like these blood topics, all the blood cells. So they have the topic spread over hemostasis, they have red blood cell disorders and WBC disorders, very important. So these first six chapters of Pathoma are very, very important. Now, when you come to cardio, it's also important. You want to understand the Wigger diagrams very well. You want to understand the heart memos. You want to be able to know all of them. Like just listen to them. How to detect S1, S2, and S3 and S4. Very important. How to like where to hear each of the memos, so that if they describe them to you and then they tell you, okay, we are listening to it in the apex of the heart, you know, definitely they might be talking about the mitral valve or something, or if they're auscultating the tricuspid area, you know what we are looking for. Important. So for cardio, also like use boards and beyond for the physio, and then you get all those things correct. Respi is important because you know all these respiratory conditions, very, very important. So yes, endocrine, you can't do without it. So at the end of the day, you realize that every topic is important. You want to take biochemistry very serious. Biochemistry, you want to take it very serious. Like try to understand biochemistry from the beginning of your prep. Very important. I always suggest people to go to Dr. Najib. Go to Dr. Najib if you have difficulty with biochemistry. Go to Dr. Najib. Yes. Um, yeah, you are welcome. So every topic I would say is important. Just study well so that if you come to step 2, you don't struggle too much for step 2. Yes, breast pathology, you'll find questions on it. CNS stroke symptoms like syndromes. Yes, stroke syndromes, you definitely find questions on stroke syndromes on the exam. They will surely bring one of them, either the anterior cerebral artery area or middle cerebral artery stroke. These days they are bringing questions more on the cerebellar strokes and also the basilar artery distribution. They are bringing questions on that. You want to understand your vertebral angiogram and cerebral angiograms. These days they are bringing questions on them too, even though they are more step 2 oriented, but step 1 is having questions on them. So don't be surprised to meet questions on angiogram. Yeah. And let's see. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're all welcome. Yeah, I've really wanted to do this video last week, but I wasn't feeling really well. I wasn't feeling really well. So I was ill. I was having this serious body pain, sore throat, think like mycoplasma. It responded to antibiotics, doxycycline, and some pain medications and cough medication. I feel better today. So yeah, if you're joining us, you can use the links that I'm sending. If you click on it, you can join live discussion. And if you're someone who would like to ask any questions verbally, you can join a live discussion. And if you have any questions, also you can ask. And let's see. Trying to. So why is yeah, so if you want to know something about my step 2 prep, so my step 2 prep, it took me 6 to 7 months. Dedicated would be like 4 months. 4 months of dedication, because my first few months there were still things that I had to take care of. So like sometimes I will travel and come back, and we are also not studying only by myself. So study partner may also come with some problem, and then because we've been studying together like since step one, I think about 2 years now, since 2019 September. So it's like our studies have been like dependent on each other, such that if she's not studying, then like the rate at which I'm studying is also going to go down. Like I wouldn't really feel like studying when my study partner is not studying, and it's like that for both of us if I'm not studying, because we study the same material. So if one person should study and the other is not studying, then they are going to move ahead. And then we do our questions also in the same number of blocks, same questions. So it would just not be nice to move ahead when your study partner is not studying. So we did that continuously. Like I mean, the last 4 months was more consistent, and then when it got to our like I think the final 2 months, we started doing assessments. We did we did we started with, I believe, NBME. Which one is that? Is it NBME 9? Yeah, I didn't do well on NBME 9. I got 219. And then I did a week, I think 8 days after that 219 on NBME 9, we did UWorld Essay 1. And in UWorld Essay 1, I rather dropped, thinking I'll score better. But yeah, so when that happened, like it was more like a wake up call for me. Like I felt so devastated because I thought I'd been studying for a long time and I wasn't doing well. So I decided to do the rapid review, because if I'm not doing well, it means that like I've forgotten a lot of things, and most of the things that I'd forgotten were from step one. So I had to quickly do step one review. I had to quickly do step one review, like all the rapid review in the book, and that reminded me of a lot of things. And then I went in 8 days later for NBME 10, and for NBME 10, my score went, I think 11 rather. We did 11 first. So from NBM 11, my score was 241. So I made a jump from 216 to 241, and there, like I felt better about myself. It was a big jump for me, over 20 points jump. So yeah, so I felt good there. And then like we kept doing other assessments, so my scores were ranging around two, like from around 240, 237, 238, 230, 241, like that. It was just around there. So yes, that is what I went into the exam with. I'm just hoping to do better than that. Just hoping, nobody can tell. On the day of the exam, things were like, when I was taking the exam, like things were a little bit smooth for me compared to step one, because I wasn't like, I would say I have like I got like 5 minutes left for almost every block. Like I think there were one or two blocks that I'll get like 8 minutes left, and then I'll come back to my marked questions and I'll finish the marked questions, and I still have some like one or two, some few seconds left. But of course, when you get home, before you realize that, oh, I made some mistake, I did this, I did that, like, you know, yeah. And sometimes when you come home and you ask your study buddy, like, hey, I got this question and I didn't know what to do about it, and she'll tell you, then you're like, oh my God, I missed it. Yeah. And so that's the feeling. So anytime I remember a question I missed on the exam, then I feel like I'm failing. Then anytime I remember something that I got correct that was like extremely difficult, like under normal circumstances I wouldn't get it. Those questions give me some morale boost that, okay, 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 you're not gonna fail. I like, you don't want to fail. Yeah. Oh, what is that from? Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to fail. Yeah, so yes. So if you have any questions, so do we have people taking step two or step one? Are you all taking step two or are you taking step one? Can you just show me a hi in the comment box? If you're taking one, let me know. Just put a one in the comment box. If you're taking two, if you're taking step two, just put a two in the comment box so that I have an idea about which group of people I'm talking to. Um, what is this? Edit what? It didn't give me the option to edit that. Okay. So if you're just joining, we are talking about the USMLE, step one and step two. Um, you can ask anything about USMLE step one and step two. Step two. Um, Personally, what I'm doing currently is I'm just putting on my application for for this year's March. I don't know. Um, like honestly, I feel I feel like I'm not ready to start working. Yeah, but I'm just trying my luck for this season. I don't have a lot of US clinical experience. I'm gonna put in my application to see whatever comes out of it. I'm not keen. I'm not keen on matching this year. I mean, this season, I want to match. I don't want to match. Like it's like that. I'm just not ready to work. Like I've I've been stressed recently, and then like all the energy I put into my studies is it's overwhelming. I haven't recovered from the mental trauma yet, so I don't think I'm ready yet for residency. But some people are saying, okay, by the time you get to June next year, you might be ready. So yeah, I'm putting on my application all right to see if I get accepted into my preferred program. If I get it, yes, I'll go ahead. But if I don't get it, then I'll work better on my portfolio this year. I'll do some few clinical experiences, get some LORs so that I can be better prepared for next season match. Um, okay, so we have a question here. Rise and shine. You are welcome to join. And if you also want to join live, you can click on the link. Okay, there's someone Jay wants to join. Oh, I think I missed you. Let me see. Okay, I'm not sure he's there right now. I'm sorry I didn't see that. Um, So Jay, if you are there, you want to join, you can come back. You can try the link once more. So here, okay, before we come to Arise and Shine, let me just okay, let's do that first. Hi Doc, is you all enough for step one revision to attain a pass? Yeah, you all is enough. You all is enough if you do it very well. So you world first aid, Pathoma, and first aid and bots and beyond are the same resources. Like use the other to complement the other. So use first aid, and if you are someone, I mean, it's just not advisable to read first aid by itself. Use bots and beyond to read first aid. You know, use bots and beyond to read first aid like that, and do UWorld questions. So UWorld is enough to attain a pass on the exam. If you finish the UWorld questions and you think that you are not too strong, then do your weak areas of UWorld on USMLE RX. That's the best. People do Amboss, but Amboss and UWorld are not too different. They ask the same things in a different way. But with the RX, it gives you a rapid review and is able to identify your weak areas as well. Then you take the weak areas to boss and beyond and work on them and come back to you world questions, and it should be good. Yeah, so yes, you world QBanks is enough if and only if you can do it very well. Because if you can do UWorld and then do flashcards from the UWorld explanations, especially the tables. You have to, like, if you do that, you will do well. I realized that when I was doing my step one, I did not take the table serious because I felt like whatever is in the table was in the explanations already. So I just read explanations and move forward. But I realized that in step two, it was all about the tables. So I focus more on the tables in step two, and I make flashcards out of each of the tables. And I'll say that was very helpful. It helped me get questions correct. And like, if you see questions, you can remember that, oh, this is on my flashcard, like that. Next question is, you receive ECFMG certification. Not yet, not yet. So I need to get my steps two score first before I anticipate that. So the only thing I'm waiting for now is my step two score. If I get a step two score, that will be the next thing. And definitely I'm going to tell all of you, because I don't hide anything from your yeah, I'll put it out there for you all to see, that I'm ECFMG certified. The day I'm certified, I think that I'll share with all of you. So yeah, just stay tuned and keep praying for me that I don't fail the step two. If I don't fail, I'll get certified. Yeah, but I'm working on my applications at the moment. I'm just working on the applications. Yeah, and in anticipation, I'm just having a positive hope that I will pass if they don't change my result. Yeah. Yes, this Wednesday, hopefully, my my permit disappeared last night. So this Wednesday, hopefully, I will we'll get the scores back. Hopefully, yes, that's the truth. You can use the link. Okay, there's a link in the comment box. I'll send it again if you want to join me live to talk. You can appear on the screen, and you can also talk. Just click on the link and you can join, and we discuss whatever you want to discuss, anything you want to talk about. Just feel free, okay? The space is not for anybody, it's for you and me, okay? This channel is for you and me, and so you can join if you want to join. It's um yes, my pathway is already approved. Yeah, it got approved like 3 days ago. And yeah, so if I get a score back, I should be certified before September. But yeah, they also say you don't necessarily have to be certified before the 28th September. They say you should be certified before the ranking, so that if you're not able to get a certification before they start anything, like before the ranking, you should be able to get certified, or even before this, yeah, or before they start the interview. If you get it, it's good. Is it possible? Relax atmosphere. Well, I love your name. Relax atmosphere. Okay, so yeah, let's address your question. Is it possible to match without research and observation? So yeah, recently the word observation is not very, very like good. They don't want you to observe. They want you to do the stuff. They want you to say, I independently assess the patient. I independently did a plan for the patient. I independently did this. So that's what they want. They don't want you to go and observe. Anybody can observe, right? Even the patients are observing when they are being managed. So they don't want you to say, I observed. They want you to say, okay, I did this, I did that, I did that, because they want someone who is already a physician. That's what they are looking for. They don't want someone who is coming to become a physician. They want you to already be like, maybe like a half-baked physician where they can fully bake you. So like that. So yes, most of the programs want you to have those letters of recommendation. So definitely, it may be from your home country or from from the US. And most people who already are physicians in their home country, you don't need any US clinical experience for to match, because most people match anyways. Research also, I've met some residents who tell me they had 15 publications and all that. So I think they play a vital role. I don't think they are like 100% must to have, but they really help, because some programs want you to be able to conduct research in their hospitals, to put their program on the map there. So yeah, they look at a lot of things, like something that like something that it can help the program. They want, though they are helping you, they also want something from you, some skill that you can help them with. So yes, if you have research, it means that you have the ability to conduct research, you have the ability to write publications and for them, and they would really love that. Yeah, but it's possible to match without any of them. It all depends on the program director, but to be in a safe zone, I would say yes, work on them. Yeah, I don't have a lot of US clinical experience, because I didn't get enough chance to go out there to do the clinical experience. So I'm planning now to do some of them. I'm doing some now. I'm planning to do more. I don't know if I can get 3 LORs for them, but I'll try to get as much as 2 for them. um yeah, so someone is asking, did you do any research? Any research? Yes, you did. Yes, I'm doing research at the moment. I have 2 publications already. I've done one oral presentation, of like a poster presentation. Yeah, I've done one poster presentation. So I have that as my publication. I also have one that I joined a team. So there was one that I was the author, and then there's another one that I was a co-author on that also. And then we have others that we are going to publish. They are in the pipeline. I don't think I can get them ready before 28th September, but we are working on it. So yes, it's a positive thing for me. Let's see the next question. um is it true that the advent of pass or fail in the advent of pass or with the advent of pass or fail, it has become slightly more difficult to pass step one compared to before? Hey, I was making this observation also over the weekend. Yeah, I personally, like, I was talking with one doctor from New York, and yeah, so it looks like students think that it's pass or fail, so they are going to relent on their effort that they put into studies. So that might be one reason why people are failing. Yes, because now I see a lot of people on like step one groups, and they're like, oh, I failed, I failed, I failed. Yeah, there are a lot of reasons. I've come across a lot of people recently, more than before, the number of people who fail. So yes, I can say that that people are failing more. Maybe they're not putting in enough study time. They may think it's just pass or fail. So let me go and try and see. Hey, those two words like pass and fail, it's not like just going to the exam. If you don't, if you like, maybe they just go in and say, okay, if I don't fail, I'm going to pass. It's not like that. It's not like a left or right thing. You really have to study and go and work towards passing, not like, oh, let me just go and try. A lot of people try. And what one thing I say is, do not try, go for it. Prep, know yourself, know that I'm going to do well, know I will pass, and go for it. Don't just get up and say, let me go and try. Resist the family pressure to go and try. That family pressure that says, oh, go write it. Like your aunts will say, go write it, you will pass. I know you, you are smart. Hey, you know yourself, right? You know you're not smart. Sorry. I'm sorry, I don't want to cough. Yeah, like myself, I came across a lot of people who are like, oh, Jerry, I know you are so smart. You cleared step one, so you're going to clear step two, go take it. And then when I was writing step one, oh my God, like they were always like, go take it, go take it. I'm like, I know myself. Hey, I'm not that smart, okay? I'm not smart at all the way you'd see it. Even if you think I'm smart, you are rating me according to your level of knowledge. But I'm working with medical students from the smartest medical students in the world. Like they are those I'm studying, like we are writing the same exam with. So I'm not smart as you think. I may be smart at home. I may be smart in my academics in school or something, or over the years, I might be coming home with good grades, the A's, the B's, but it doesn't mean that I'm smart. This exam is different. Like, it's not about being smart. If you're smart and you don't open the book, you wouldn't know what is in the book. So you have to study the book. It's not about being smart. Study the book consistently and remember the information. Yeah. So don't be pressured into going to try. Study well, trust your assessments, do the NBMAs. If you have to start all over again, start all over. It's better to stay home one more year than to fail one time, right? Because if you go in and you fail one time, you are still going to stay home 1 year to prep for it. So don't don't be under any pressure to go and try. Let's see, next question. Yes. So yeah, people are failing now more. Hi doc. Did you need some documents from your med school, and how hard is it to contact them for them to assist you? Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, so yeah, as we all know, right now, taking a flight to China from the US is about $8,000. It used to be like thousand something dollars, but now it's about $8,000, and there's no way I'm going there. So my school is in China, and over the last month they've been on break vacation, and also when they came back on the 7th, and I contacted the school for a document. That's the MSP, medical student performance evaluation. So I contacted them, and I think 2 days after they came back to school, they are now on Mid Autumn Festival, which takes 15 days. So I need that MSP before 28. So I'm just hoping on a miracle to see if there'll be someone in school to do it for me, if the dean will be there to do it for me. But it doesn't look like that is happening. So yeah, so yes, I need something from my school, and it's becoming very difficult for me to get it. Maybe I might not match just because of that, because of the MSP. I should have contacted them earlier about all this pandemic, and also, like, right now there's a lot of restriction in China where, like, I can't send somebody into us the city over there to do it for me, because they don't allow anybody to enter the city again. So it's, yeah, it's a difficult situation. Yeah. Thanks for asking that question. Um Next one here. How many hours of studies do you think one has to study in 5 months to write step one? If you want to write step one in 5 months, it's almost practically impossible for someone who has no knowledge. But if you have some knowledge already, then fine. But I must say that you might need to study every day, like 8 to 10 hours every day for 5 months to really grasp the information well, because you need to have finished all U world, which, if this is the first time you are doing U world, you might need 2 to 3 months consistency on the U world Q bank in order to finish it. You need time to also review everything. You need time for space repetition. So yeah, I wouldn't scare you. It's doable. Few people have done it. The good thing now is you don't need a 270 to pass. You don't need a 260. You don't need a 240 to pass. So yes, it's doable, but it depends on the quality of your studies, consistency, space repetition. So if you start studying now, and then you are able to start using flashcards now, then it will be difficult to forget the information. But if you don't use flashcards and you study for 5 months, you're not going to remember anything. So if you really want to use 5 months for your studies, then when you start, begin flashcards immediately with it. If you feel like the pre-made decks are difficult. There are some people who like it, but I don't like it. Like, any question that you do on UWorld, make a flashcard out of it. Find a way to make a flashcard, and then take pictures from UWorld into your flashcard and be seeing them every day. So every day, make time for flashcard. After studies, if you study for 6 hours a day, leave 4 hours for flashcards. So that makes 10 hours, or leave 3 hours for flashcards. And you do that consistently for 4 months, and you will know a lot of things. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so if you're joining us, we are just discussing step one and step two. If you have any information, I'm a recent test taker. I took the step two recently. Also, we have a link in the box. You can scroll up and look at it. If you want to join the conversation, you can use the link. Click on the link, and then you can join me live. If it's something you want to do, I know a lot of medical students are shy, even though they are the best, but they are always shy. Okay, let's see next one. I hope I answered that question. Another one is hours of studies in a day. Yeah, I said that. Hours of studies in a day. It's a lot. It's a lot. Like when I was studying, like like I had to get this chair. You see this one? I think it was like $250, because I need that comfort. I need to rest my back well, else if I sit on something that I cannot relax in and all that, I'll get back. I was developing back pain in my coccyx. My backbone was hurting, the tailbone there was hurting, so um I wasn't having it easy. So yeah, you really need a good environment. If you have a tall table like mine, you can stand. Sometimes you are studying, you get tired, you can stand. Yeah, I'll just stand, and then just be in my this way, and then be reading for some time whilst I rest my back and all that. So you develop like different mechanisms. Let's see. Yeah, so I hope I answered that question. Like, how many hours in a day? Yeah. Mostly it also depends on you, because there are some days that when I'm studying, I can go like from morning, and we finish like 2 a.m. and all that. It depends on my mood on that day. Yeah, but it's hard, but it's doable. Yeah, it's doable. Mm. Let's see. We have comments here, and banners. Is there any private chat? No private chat. Brand. Um, what's this brand color? Let me see. Just this a new app, so I'm just learning to use it. A StreamYard. I've not streamed on it before. I'm just learning to use it, so I can take some of those blue things out. Yeah. Let me see which color combination is best for me. Just trying everything to see. Yeah, I think I like the blue. This is good. And then this is, let's see, let's see, and this. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Do you have any other question? Let's see. So yeah, ask any question about step one, step two. Any question at all that you might have. Um, mhm. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. So I was talking about my step two. So yeah. So after everything, like it's waiting for this number of like days, over 14 days, right? Over 14 days to get your score back. Like, it's not easy. It's not easy like waiting for 14 days in order to get your score back. Yeah, some days I'll wake up and I'll feel so good, and some days like I'll just feel like I'm going to fail, and if I fail, like what will happen? What will happen? Um, yeah. Um, you said I missed your question. Okay, sorry. Let me see. From where have you done your med school? I said that my med school is in China. My med school is in China. It's called Hebei North University. Hebei North University. Um, or University. Yeah, University. Hebei North University. So yes, if you've heard, you can Google it. Yeah, there were, it's like 3 hours by slow train from Beijing. If you are driving, it's 2 hours from Beijing. If you use the speed train, it's 45 minutes from Beijing. Yeah, so that is. I hope I answered your question. That's my university, and I had a lot of foreign students in my class. A lot of foreign students from many countries. It's more international than I thought. um, yeah, and the teaching medium was English, not Chinese, but I had to learn some basic Chinese for survival in China. Yeah, sorry. Let's see if we have any other question here. So did I answer your question? I hope I did. Yeah, and also if you use the link, you don't have to necessarily show your face. You don't have to necessarily show your face. You can mute the camera. You can come on the camera if you want, but of course your voice must come. And if you are someone who's been successful, and then there is anything you did that helped you with your step one or step two, you can also share with us, and that is accepted, like to motivate other people. Very important. There are some people who just want to hear like where you came from, and like how you did it, and how successful you were. There are people who just want to hear that, and that motivates it, that changes somebody's life. And so if your story is changing somebody's life, and then that person's life is going to affect patients' health, then it's a good thing. You might not get a blessing straight away, but if the person becomes a doctor and start treating people, then you know definitely like you've also been a blessing to someone, indirectly or directly. So if you have your stories, you can share. You can share with us. Okay. Um, so those who are watching, can I just ask a favor? Like if you are taking step one or step two, if you can put something in the comment box for me. Are you just put one if you are taking step one, put two if you are taking step two, so that we have an idea about like the kind of people I'm talking with. I want to know the kind of people I'm talking with. I see seven people online right now, eight. If you can just put one in the comment box if you're taking step one, and then put two if you're taking step two. Okay. Um, so write one in the comment box if you're taking step one, and write two in the comment box if you're taking step two. Sorry, write two for step two, one for step one. Um, Let me see this here. Um, let's see here. I'm just trying to see something here. Yeah, I'm trying to change this thumbnail to see what to favor us. Yeah, I think this is good. Okay, good. Let's see, publish. I think this is better. Good. Let's see now. Let's go back and see. Oh my God, what is this? Sorry about that. Sorry. So I also have a question to ask you guys, like real quick. So I've been thinking about an idea to begin like a tutorial for people who are struggling with certain topics, and like to help people like for some topics, so that I can discuss them. If you have your questions, and then you can ask in that class, and all that. So I've been thinking about like an idea how to do it. Should it be live? Should it be like, some people have been asking me for one-on-one, and then there are a lot of people who are asking for one-on-one, and I feel like I cannot do one-on-one for many people, like so many people asking for one-on-one. So it's just hard. So I've been wanting, like, how can I do it so that it covers a lot of people at the same time. So if you all have any ideas for me, it will be very, very helpful. So if you have any idea for me, if you can put it in the comment for me, like how to go about it so that it benefits a lot of people, because there are a lot of information that I wish to share with you all. It will help with your studies, like it will be more fast track for anyone studying for step 1 and step 2. So how to go about that? If you have any idea for me, just tell me in the comment box, and it will be helpful. Thank you. Mm, and let me see here. So KD, question from KD. So a question from Katie. Let me see. So you said, what resources did you use for step 1, and where do I go to sign up for free 20 exams for step 1? So you should go to USMLE.com for that. I'm gonna see if I'll find a link, and I'll put it in there for you. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I'll find a link, and I'll put it there for you. Okay, for the free 120 step 1. Let me look for the link, and then I'll put it there for you. Um, Yeah, for the resources I used UWorld. I also used First Aid, and I used Pathoma as the basic resources that everybody uses. But the way I did the First Aid differently was I wasn't the type who will take first aid for any day and say I'm reading from first aid. Like some people will say, okay, I'm dividing this month by 30 days, I'll finish reading the whole first aid. I didn't do that. For me, it was hard for me to do that because I didn't think I could memorize everything in this book. So what I did was that I'll let Bots and Beyond be the reader for me. So Bots and Beyond treats some topics in this book as like the same way, like page to page, topic by topic, and then he follows the book on some of his topics. So what I did was that if I'm doing cardio, I'll open first aid, cardio, and follow Bots and Beyond whilst he goes through the book with me. And then so that helped me to be able to catch up without taking the book itself and reading. So if you are someone who is not very gifted at reading, because there are people who can read this within 30 days, I cannot. If you give me even 100 days, I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I wouldn't do it. So yeah, so use first aid and Boss and Beyond as one tool, and complement it when it comes to pathology with Pathoma still here, looking like I've really used this book. I love it. Very, very good. And after that, I used UWorld as well. But apart from UWorld, like when I finished UWorld and I didn't want to feel like I'm getting the questions correct because of repetition, I decided to do USMLE RX. And so I did USMLE RX for 1 week. I got to a place where I got to this point where I was stuck. My scores were not improving, and I was just stuck and I didn't know what to do. So then I was passing, but I wasn't going into the 230s. It was always in the 220 something. So what I did was that I used 1 week to do about 1,000 questions on USMLE RX. And after doing all those 1,000 questions, I'm able to see a accumulation of my scores, where I'll be able to tell if I was doing good in this subject or not good in the other subject. So all the subjects by the end of the week that my strength is poor in them, I will now take those subjects serious. So I'll go back to Boss and Beyond and read and help and watch videos on those topics, and then that improved my score like that. I hope that is helpful. So let me search for this and then put it there for you. Um, mhm. Um, yeah, so you can go to usmle.org and then accommodation data performance bulletin. Um, Let me see. This was just somewhere here. Let's see. Yeah, I'll find that and put it there for you so that you can access it. But go to usmle.org. You should find it. I'm taking step one. Let's see. Mm, I don't see it. Step one. Let's see. Um. Okay. Step one material. Just gonna see step on sample. Yeah, I see it here. Okay, so copy. I'm just copy the link for you. Um, yeah, it's right here. So this is it. Here it's free 120 for step one, and I hope that helps you. Here we go. Okay, so this is the link. I hope you're able to copy it from here. Um, yeah, let's see. Yes, very helpful. Did you use Sketchy Medical for micro and or farm? How did you prep for those two subject areas? So yes, I am for Sketchy. I used it only for micro. Micro was this thing like micro was a pain in the ass because when I read micro, I feel like I understand it. I did micro with Boss and Beyond like 2 or 3 times, and anytime I did micro, I would score like almost 100 on UWorld. But when I leave it for 3, 4, 5 weeks, I forget again. So in order not to forget, I was using Sketching Micro, and with Sketching Micro, it was very helpful in the sense that I could select the bugs that I will forget about, so that when I did them first, and Sketchy also had some questions after every topic. It has its questions for that particular bugs or bacteria or virus. So I didn't use it for viruses because I had my own mnemonic for viruses that I have put over there in my channel. If you want that mnemonic to memorize the viruses within 10 minutes, or the DNA viruses, their features, their characteristics, and anything, I have a video on them. Just go to my channel, you'll see it for DNA and RNA. So for the bacteria, yes, I used Sketchy Micro, and then I watched all the videos on it, and I still remember some of them. That's the good thing about it. You will remember even over a long time. Those that form the biofilm and all that, you remember everything about it if you do it very well. And then every morning when I wake up, the first thing is to answer all the questions about the bacteria section. The Sketchy has some questions, so every morning I'll answer those questions to remind myself. And when I went into the exam, I know I would score almost all the the micro questions because of the space repetition I was using the Sketchy for. So yes, that's how I did it. As for micro, sorry, as for not micro but a farm, I learned most of them from UWorld. I didn't use any extra resources for that, but yeah, what I made sure was that I was learning according to the classes of drugs. So every drug that I study, I want to place it somewhere. If it's macrolides, I make a mnemonic for all the macrolides, like assets, azithromycin, clarithromycin, erythromycin, telithromycin. So I'll form a mnemonic for them. So that anytime I hear any of them, I know it's a macrolide, like that. Then if I come to cardio drugs, I group them like the antiarrhythmics, sodium, beta, kill, potassium. So class one, class two, class three, class four. Sodium, beta, kill, potassium, like that. So every drug that I came across, I'll find its class. And then when I come to the psych drugs, like I'll form my own mnemonic, like that for them. And then I group them according to the features. So like if I take the SSRIs, I know like what each of them are used for, because I'll form a mnemonic for the use because it has a broad range of use. So like that. And so I try to classify them. I studied farm by classification. So if you can do that, it will be very helpful to you. Yeah. Yeah, you are welcome, Katie, Mr. Katie, Mr. Katie. Yeah, so if you are joining us, we are talking about, if you're just joining, we are talking about step one and step two. If you have any questions on them, you can go ahead and ask. I'm just sharing my knowledge of what I know so far. It's might be difficult, but it's doable. You also just remember it's doable. Just remain consistent. Yeah, keep studying every day. Some days are there that you might feel like, oh, I don't want to study. All my friends are chilling, but it's better to to stay put and just continue studying, because if you don't do hard work, there'll be no success for you. If you don't study, you're not going to make it. It's a simple principle. You need to study and make it. Yeah. So yes, keep working hard. Keep working hard. Hello, most limited resource for step one to pass. Most limited, like you mean can you please, like, Neil, if you can explain your question further, please. If you say most limited resources for step one pass, because the resources that we use are just UWorld, first aid, Pathoma, and they are the most, like, the most basic ones that you can get, the most basic that you can get, that everybody uses. But if you are looking for lectures and all that, yes, UWorld and first aid, yes. Okay. Yeah, you on the first aid. Pathoma is there. But most of the things in Pathoma are in the first aid. But if you watch Pathoma, Dr. Satar, this Satar, is that the name? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Satar. Dr. Satar. Yeah, he does a very good job. Very, very great job. Very great job. What is this? The histiocytosis or something like that. So I think so. Yeah. So yeah, so Dr. Satar does a very great job. So use this one to complement the pathology in the first aid. That's not to say don't take it serious, because there are some things in the pathology in first aid that are not in this book, especially on the GI side. You want to take note of that. So you guys use this to supplement the first aid, and use Boss and Beyond to also read the first aid like that. I hope that's helpful, and I hope I answered your question. Mm, mm. Okay, so someone says I took 6 months gap after step one. I did the same thing. I did the same thing. Same. After step one, I went out there to work and spent 6 months on the job, and came back and sat home without studying. Sorry, without working. Only studied for, like, since January, February up till now. I took my exam like 2 weeks ago. So if you put yourself in my shoes, and let's say the pace of your studies, and then, like, you are going to study just like me, make mistakes like me and everything, then you might need about 6 months again to study. It also depends on how well you are prepared, or how well you studied for step one, and also your ability to recollect the step one information. When I came back, I'd forgotten everything from step one. Honestly, they were buried in my head. I couldn't recall most of them. I was not able to recall most of the information. So, but when I started studying, and then, like, time goes on, I'll just remember, oh, we did this in step one. But eventually, like, there was a time where I needed all the information back. So I went to the rapid review section of the first aid, and then I did all the rapid review, so that it brings my brain back again. It brings my memory back again. So that helped me. If I were you, before I start studying for step two, I will do all the rapid review, just to do a quick recall of all the step one information, because I would say, like, about 60% of the information on the U world is from step one, and just that you need like more details, like there's like you will still meet your rheumatoid arthritis, you meet your osteoarthritis, how do you differentiate them, and then for step two they will not give you all the symptoms, right? So you should be able to know, like, and then most of it is going to be like, okay, what's your best next step, like, those things. So it's more like that. Yeah. So yeah, if you are just like me, I'll say 6 months is good. If you avoid mistakes, 4 to 5 months, it's good. If you don't, if you avoid mistakes, like if you start doing flashcards from day one, if you start creating flashcards out of UWorld and have time for them, then that is avoiding mistakes, right? So it means that anything that you study, you'll be doing space repetition for it for the next 4 months before your exam, and you should see a great improvement. I didn't do that from the beginning. I started doing flashcards from this from like 2 months out, which I wish I had started earlier in my prep. Hmm, let's see this. Okay. Let's see next question. Um, oh, you're asking about immediately after step one. You took 6 months gap. Oh yeah, yeah. You took 6 months gap after step. I did that. And then but how much time would I take? Okay, sorry. So yeah, if you are thinking about how much time you need, like most people use 4 months, like 3 to 4 months should be good. 3 to 4 months. If you're doing it immediately, 3 to 4 months should be good, meaning that you still have your information, right? You still have the step one information. So yes, 3 to 4 months should be good. Most people do 4 months of it, meaning that you need 4 months to finish the U World. So right after you finish U World, you should go and take your exam, and you should be fine. Sorry, I misunderstood you. Okay, so Mr. KD, I'm not sure, is it Mr.? I'm sorry if I'm referring to you wrongly. KD, so were the NBMEs and free 120 similar to your step one exam? My step one exam and even step two were just like you world. They were just like you world. The way you world structures the question, the way you world asks the questions. The difference in my step one for me was that compared to you world is that in you world you are being tricked, like you are being asked similar things, like the you world ask the question and it brings things that are similar to the, like, I mean the answers that are similar to confuse you, but on the exam I felt like they were not going to confuse you. They are not bringing something to confuse you. The answer is clearly stated and you can see it, like, oh, this is the answer. I'm not getting confused. The only things that were confusing were maybe like you don't know it at all, or like they are bringing a pathway whereby for example, like if you take um like I want to use this like endocrine, and then so if you see that if you have the congenital adrenal hyperplasia, right? So if you have a 21 hydroxylase deficiency, you know the enzyme, right? But they'll ask you what substrate is increased or which one is decreased. So if you don't have the arrangement in your head, okay, you are going to like mix things up. That those ones on the exam were there, so that was confusing. But if it's like osteoarthritis, like if the answer is rheumatoid arthritis, they are bringing things like dislocation and all that, so you know definitely it's not dislocation. For me in my exam, it was more like they were not trying to trick me in any way. Yeah. And then let's see the next part of your question, meaning was it helpful to your success? Free 120 was helpful to my success because I can say I got about, especially the heart. murmurs, the auscultations. If there's an auscultation on the free 120, it showed in my exam the same auscultation. Even step two, I got the same auscultation on feel on the exam. Like I'm not trying to disclose, but I mean they already put the information out there. So I'm trying to say, like, I got questions from free 120 that way on the exam. So yes, you want to take it serious. And if you miss anything on free 120, you want to, and then you are taking it close to your exam, you want to create a mnemonic for it immediately, so that when you go into the exam and you see it, the mnemonic will help you. You're not going to waste time to go and learn that topic. Just make a mnemonic for it immediately, a way to understand it immediately, so that in the exam you can just remember that way, to remember. Like in when I was doing my free 120 for step two, I met a question like a thyroid nodule, and like the way you will treat the thyroid nodules, like the approach to management or diagnosis is a little different from the NBME. So when I missed it on NBME, my last NBME, when I went into I created a mnemonic immediately for thyroid nodules, so that I don't miss it. And when I went into the exam, I met a similar question, and then the mnemonic saved me. So like that. Oh, it's a Miss Katie. It's a Miss Katie. I'm sorry, Miss Katie. Okay. Yeah, Miss Katie, I'm sorry about that. I hope I answered your question. Let's see. Next one. Neil, you said, how did you use Anki and when to use it in prep? If I were prepping again, I'll start Anki immediately. But what when I started step one, I didn't do Anki until I used all the resources, and then I didn't know what to do again. Like I wasn't doing well. I wasn't doing well. Like my scores were not improving. I didn't know what to do again. So now I had to resort to Anki, and most of my wrongs were from the fact that the buzzwords, I didn't understand the buzzwords. So I'll make Anki of the buzzwords, and I'll make an Anki flashcard, like my personal flashcards, because I assumed that the person who made the pre-made deck had their own weak areas. And I'm not gonna do a flashcard for something I know. It's gonna be waste of time. Like I can do when I started doing Zanki, like I'll do most of the I'll do most of the like when I start a flashcard, you realize that the flashcard is talking more about the I think the stains that are used for the bacteria and all that. And I'm like, I have my personal mnemonic for like all those is it stains or dyes they call them or something? Yeah, like yeah, I've made a mnemonic for all of them. So once I see this dye, I know it is this back they are going after. If I see this dye, I know it's this bacteria they are staining. So I wasn't going to waste time on that. And then they were coming back every day, and that was wasting my time. I didn't know how to delete them out. So I was like, if this continues and then it keeps bringing things I know, then I'm not growing in my knowledge. So I decided that from then, any question I miss on UWorld, I'll make flashcard for it, right? Any question I miss on UWorld, I'll make my personal flashcard. So that is exactly what I did for step two. If you can see, let me see let me just show you this, my Anki. Let me see. Anki. So this is my deck. So here I made my own deck, and then if you can see, it is written the last minute deck. That's my last minute deck, my 2 months to my exam. And then you can see I also made a deck for vaccinations, and there are 12 flashcards for vaccinations alone. 12 flashcards for vaccination alone. That flashcard is really like concentrated. So I asked myself how many, so it's not does the card changes, so it's how many doses of MMR is needed for immunity. Then I will click on it, and then this is how I do it. So the note are like this, and then I take a picture that I have, maybe I've written a note and I've done some summary or anything like that. Okay, what special situations for Hep B vaccine? So I'll do that and I'll list all of them, and then I'll just review them every morning like that. So if you have your personal weak areas, I'll just advise you to go ahead and make your personal flashcards for them, and that will be helpful to you. Okay. Yeah, let me see this one also, and then I want to show you how I made my flashcards. So here, good. Um, so most of my flashcards were from UWorld, QBank itself. So when I'm doing UWorld, like suspected biliary atresia increases direct bili, what's the next best step? Then I'll add it. So next best step is to do ultrasound to visualize the bile duct and what differential diagnosis. I'll put everything there and then I'll write there. Like this is a procedure I do like that. And this is what I wanted you guys to see. So if I have a page of the of the first aid that I feel like that page is important, and then I meet a question on it on UWorld, what I'll do is that, sorry, yeah, what I'll do is that I'll write my question, what's the best next step for ischemic colitis? If you suspect ischemic colitis, I'm going to do CT with contrast. But I'll now go to first aid and take a picture of the whole page, all the page, everything about ischemic colitis, so that when I'm doing this flashcard, I'm reading the whole first aid. So you try to capture first aid into your flashcard so that anytime you reach that flashcard, you are reading first aid at the same time. But you are doing it strategically. You're not doing every page of the first aid. Like you are doing the difficult pages, like the glycogen storage diseases. You want to be seeing them every day until you write your exam like that. Like you want to see them consistently like this. This another one when I'm doing the U world, and like this is a U world table. So I'll ask myself management of complex renal cyst, and then the U world table gives me simple cyst and complex cyst. So I read everything on it. So that means that at the same time I'm doing U world flashcards, and I'm doing and these are my weak areas. And then at the same time I'm doing a flashcard from the first aid book itself. So, so that helps. A treatment of decompensated heart failure, and I'll make it versus. Most of my cards were like differentials, so that you want to do this versus the other, so that if you don't get this, you might get the other one. So if you see, this is what I'll do, and I'll put the note like no beta blockers in decompensated heart failure. So if it's what with reserve ejection fraction, you know what I'll give furosemide plus ACE inhibitor if it's preserved. If it's reduced, then I'll do the first one. If it's preserved, I'll do nifedipine. So like that. So that is how I did my flashcard, and I hope that is helpful. Try to do your own flashcard to suit the way you want it to reflect. Don't let someone determine for you how you should do your flashcards. Do it to reflect your way of studies. Um, how will you explain your gap from January to August 2023 as you were studying for step two? Yeah, so as I was studying for step two, yeah, I mean this is a tough question, but yeah, but I've made plans for all of that. As I was studying for step two, I was still like there's a doctor just close to me about 7 minutes from me, so I'll go to her office, and like during the summer I'll go to her office like 1 or 2 days. Usually it's once in a week and all of that to like to work with her and stay there for some time and assess some patients and all. So all that covers me a little bit. If she I'm getting her to write an LOR for me to cover that. So meaning that I was going there, and so that gives me some gap. Like I mean, that covers some of the gap for me. Yeah, and yeah, I think this, but they have to understand that we also need time to study. Yeah, but I've made some kind of provision for that. Yeah. Mhm. I hope that answers your question. Mhm. So the most important discussion for me today is the flashcards. Very important. Like it reduces the time that you need to study for step two. Else, if you don't start doing flashcards early, you'll study like you do all your topics like system wise. You finish medicine, go to maybe pediatrics, come to surgery, come to OB, and you forget everything you learned in medicine. So, but if you did a flashcard for it, then you will keep seeing them always. So try to add flashcards to your studies very early. Um, like where are you? Where are you? If you can email me, if you can email me, because I'm hearing about one that is in is it Chicago? I'll be going there myself too. On the 19th, I'll be going to Chicago to do this rotation with one internal medicine doctor. So yeah, I can give the number to you. That they are taking $1,000. My God, we are spending so much money, $1,000 just like that, just like that. Yeah, he's gonna take $1,000. So and myself, I've not done a lot of rotations in the US. So if it's something that you feel like you want to do, then I can link you up. Let's see next question. Mr. Is it Hunter Mano? Done with 50% of UWorld and started Amber's questions from UWorld. So down with 50% UWorld and started Amber's. Same questions from UWorld are there. So should I stick to UWorld? Hey, stick to UWorld. Stick to UWorld. Stick to UWorld and make flashcards out of UWorld. If you learn UWorld very well, you will be able to do the exams. Amboss, the only thing I did from Amboss, and I'm not saying my method is the best. I'm not saying so, but there was no time for me to go and do a lot of Amboss questions. But if you feel like you have time, do the 4-5 hammer questions on Amboss to complement your UWorld. 4-5 hammer. So just when you go to Amboss, select only the 4-5 hammer questions. Do 3 blocks of that. Do 3 blocks and see how they are. I think they are very strong questions. So they are going to open your mind up to understanding of concept and management. Um, what I did from UWorld from Amboss that I would suggest. It shouldn't work for everybody, but it worked for me. If my scores come back and it's good, then I'll say it's good. What I did was that I selected like 2 weeks or 1 week into my exam. I think like 7 days into my exam, I did ethics and quality improvement and patient safety. That those topic I did them from Amboss. They're about 116 or 160 questions like that. If you do those ones well and you read them well, and then you see those topics on the exam, you will be able to do them. So that's where I learned my ethics from. You world ethics is not enough. You world does not even cover quality and safety and all that. So I will do them from Amboss, but anything else is on U world. Just do the U world flashcards, and you should be fine. Okay. So you have my contact number. I'll contact you when I will be in US. Yeah, yeah. When you come to the US, I can link you up to those ones so that you can also do your rotation with them. Um, but I believe if you're not in the US, then you don't have to come to US to do US clinical rotation. Maybe people in your country, doctors can also write for you. Because I know people who match before they even come to the US, but it's capital intensive. I also know people who who will come to the US and do their clinical rotation and go back to their country and get a visa and come back. Like, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, but people have different, like, different plans. Yes, yes. Second pass of you are right away from first pass. Yes, yes, yes. Don't leave any gap in between. For my first pass, what I did was did it. I did it system wise. System is it subject wise, not system wise. I did it subject wise. So I finished medicine, then I went to surgery, then I went to OB, then I went to peds, like that. So after that, like when I got to the last point, I realized that I had forgotten a lot of this medicine thing. So when I came back, my percentage was like the overall percentage was still around like 79. I expected to go into the 80% to 90%, but it wasn't happening. But I was learning better when I was doing the second pass. I did like 43% of the second pass before taking my exam, like that. So yes, just do your second pass immediately and have the information fresh in your mind and then go take your exam. If you are just joining us, we are talking about the USMLE step 1, step 2. And I had a link here that if you want to join, let me see, if you want to join, you can join with the link. Um, you can join me live with the link if you want to speak, if you want us to hear your voice. And then you can ask questions more, ask more questions if you want to join. Just click on the link and I'll let you in, and then you can speak and we hear your voice. You tell us like what has been working for you. Everybody wants to know. We want to know like what you've been doing, what has been working for you, or if you've made any mistakes and you want to share with us, like so that people avoid mistakes in their prep. So click on the link and I'll let you in. I'm waiting. Let's see who's the first to join us. Who's the first to join me? No, there's someone who is thinking that, oh, should I click it? Go ahead and click it. Mm. Okay, so I'm just learning something new here. Okay, I'm just learning something new. I can actually show people's comments, which is a good thing. Okay, so I'm new to this app. So before I answer the question, I could actually show the comments. Okay, I could actually show it so that everybody sees it and read it for themselves too. So that is a good thing. Just learning all this. Just learning all this. We learn every day. We never stop learning. Mm. Just want to sip some water. My throat is so dry. Okay, so I have one more question. Somebody wants to join. Okay, let's see. Add you to the team.
Also has
Hi.
hi bro, how you doing?
Okay, so I have one more question. Somebody wants to join. Okay, let's see. Add you to the team. Can you
Also has
mute one of your sounds, please?
hi bro, how you doing?
Okay, so I have one more question. Somebody wants to join. So let's see. Can you
Also has
mute one of your sounds, please?
hi bro, how you doing?
Okay, so I have one more question. Can you mute one of your sounds? and let me know, please. There's a background sound. I think you open your laptop and your phone at the same time. So if you can mute your background one, the
Hi.
okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me, bro?
I'm sorry there are so many people speaking at the same time. Okay, it doesn't. If you can separate yourself a little bit, it will be helpful. Okay, thank you. So I said I hear so many people talking on the background. If you can separate yourself a little bit, but whilst you do that, I can put this on your question on the screen and talk about it. So he's asking how much of step two overlap with step one. Yeah. For my analysis, I would say like 40%. 40% of the info on my step quiz. Okay.
Hi, bro. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good too.
Great. So can we hear your question?
Yeah, bro. My
And
question is,
where are you speaking from?
yeah, I'm speaking from Kenya,
Kenya. Okay.
but
Nice
I'm from
meeting you.
China. But I'm from medical school from China, bro.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, my
Which
question
school?
is,
Go ahead.
school is Southern Medical University, Guangzhou.
Okay, Guangzhou. All right.
Oh yeah. So my question is, I did my step one on February at the beginning of this year, and then I took a long break. I was having like school exams, all those stuff. So now I started the step two CK mid
Okay.
on June. Then I'm doing in UWorld. I just directly started UWorld. Like first of all, I started with online method and board and beyond, and then it couldn't help me. Like when I come to the questions, I'm still missing some of the questions, concept that I've had from the videos. Then I totally stopped the videos because it for me it seems like useless. So I'm doing UR right now for system wise, like internal medicine, cardiac, hematology, and then come to pediatrics again. So I'm done 52% right now. So my question is, should I stick to UWorld, or I've tried Ambos the other time. Like last week, I was doing Ambos questions and I was getting like 90%. So some of the questions were from the UWorld. Same concept, same answers, so everything. So should I stick to UWorld alone or do like some other questions? I don't know, man. I'm confused.
Okay. So first of all, I must say congratulations for success on step one. Yeah, so yeah, you had a gap. Mostly when you have that gap, you forget some of the step one information. I did the same thing. I took 6 months gap between step one and step two, and I had
Yeah,
forgotten some information.
yeah,
Quick fix to that was to do a rapid review, the rapid review section of step one, the step one book. So when you do the rapid review, it brings everything back. And
yeah,
like not to read the book, but the back of the page, there's this rapid review page, right? So you can do that to bring most of the information back to you. And
yeah,
then next thing was about how you are getting the questions wrong on UWorld, like whether to stick to UWorld or to do Amboss. Yeah, everyone's that I've talked to says just stick to UWorld, just stick to UWorld. And so what you are going to do is to make a flashcard out of the tables of UWorld for space
yeah.
repetition.
I'm making flashcard for
Good,
my incorrects,
good,
my incorrects.
or
And
incorrect.
then plus a flashcard, of like flowcharts, tables
Correct,
that I think like it's high yield.
correct,
I make
correct.
them flashcard.
And then you keep reviewing them. Yeah, and then so
The,
if you
the
stick
thing is
to
that the thing is that I don't review. I just do questions. I woke up in the morning, go to the library, do questions with no reviewing of flashcard videos or like notes. I just make
yeah,
flashcard, but I don't review them.
Yeah, so I think that is where the problem is. That is where the problem is. You need to make like 3 hours for your flashcards every day. Start seeing
Yeah, I
them.
know.
Don't pile them up. Like whilst you are building, then you are doing it. So that by the time you are ready for your exams, you would have also finished the flashcards already. You know. So
Yeah, yeah,
start seeing your flashcards.
yeah. Even my UL percentage is not bad. Average of 62%. Each block I usually get like 60, sometimes 70. So
And
I think
that's
like I
not
need to
too
review the flashcard.
yeah, you need to do the flashcard. That's not too bad for a first pass. Some
Yeah,
people get lower than that, but there's when you do the flashcards, they're able to appreciate. So you will need to do the flashcards because there's
yeah.
no other come back and review.
The things that I have like my senior, like one of my friends from same medical school who matched, I think 2021. So he keeps telling me, bro, just stick to UL until you get your desired score. Like, don't
Yeah.
go to Ambos there. Just stick to UL, do it system wise, then random again. Like, just stick to UL. Stop doing like Ambos question and then go there and then go there. It's gonna make you like confusion. Plus, one of my study partner, we started the ULs at the same time, but for him, he's taking the exam within this month. So he finished the first round of UL. So I was not very dedicated to the UL. Sometimes I do questions, sometimes I chill.
Mhm.
So he took the first assessment. I mean, like he's done the first time of UL first pass, and then he took an assessment nine.
Mhm.
He got 258. So I was wondering, man. I was like, the guy, he keeps getting he's grinding, man. What am I doing? Like, so am I missing something, or?
Yeah, yeah. So I guess it's the space repetition for you because I feel like you are dedicated to studies. You want to do everything in order to pass. So it should be the space repetition that you should add to your studies.
Yeah,
Personally, I did not do boss and beyond. I think I did one video, OB. I did some OB video for it, and I didn't do anything else. And online med ed, I watched. Did I was watching one video, the very first cardio video, and I stopped over there, and that was so. Everything else for me was U World. Everything else was U World. So
like how
yes,
was your day looks like? How was your day looks like? What's your schedule? How are you doing? Like when you wake up in the morning, how
yeah,
was your morning blocks or those stuffs, so that I can get the idea, and then go do it.
okay. So a day in my life, like a day that I'm studying, like most of the days I study. Personally, I've separated myself from chilling. Like I decided not to chill. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the things that, bro.
I
The bad
do,
thing, is, like I'm not in China right now. Like, I'm back home, so friends are surrounded me, families are
with
surrounded me.
friends.
So
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, do what works for you. Like there are people are made of different. Like for me, if I chill too much, I'm going to forget things. I know myself, so I'll rather wait and chill when I pass. You understand? But do whatever works for you. There are some people who get mental health when they go out. Some of us we get the mental health when we are inside, so yeah.
Yeah,
So just find the balance, just find that balance, and work with it, but don't do too much chilling. Because we get a result for whatever effort we put in. So if you spend more time in the club, you're likely to what you know yeah. So
I know,
just
bro.
balance it. Yeah, yeah, just
So,
find
so
a
you are
balance.
telling me, like how your day was looking like, like.
Yes. So yeah. So like when I wake up a day, so what we finally agreed on was we were doing 2 blocks of U World each day.
Okay.
Yeah. So like before we sleep today, we are going to do a block, but we don't review it. Then in the morning, we'll do 2 more blocks. So we have 3 blocks, but we'll review only 2 and carry the next one to the next day, like that. So it's 2 blocks of U World every day. And then so when we start studying from 8 a.m., sometimes 9 a.m., we finish like 5, 6. Then I'll sleep. If I sleep at 6 o'clock, I'll wake up like 10 o'clock in the night. Then now I go to the park where people are walking, and I have my flashcards on my phone. I'm walking with them slowly, but I'm doing my flashcard. You get it? So I don't get tired. I'm not sitting. And the days that I don't want to go outside, for here, I have like the basketball court here. I'll just go on the basketball court, let's say from like 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. I mean, you don't have to go
Well,
by my night time. Like,
I know,
I
I
just,
know, I
yeah,
know.
just wanted to
What time were you
defeat.
sleeping then? What time were you sleeping then? You say you wake up
So,
in the 8 a.m. and then wake up 4 a.m.
so I told you I wake up 8 a.m., start studying like 9, study up to 5 to 6. Then I sleep from 6 o'clock in the evening until like 9, 10. Right? So I've slept in the afternoon, right? Like 6 o'clock to 9, 10. If I get tired, I'll sleep up to 12. But when I wake up midnight, I have to do flashcards until 4. Then I'll sleep from 4 o'clock to 8, 9 again. You understand?
Okay.
So all I
Yeah.
want to do is that I want to make time for the flashcards in every day. Every day you must do a flashcard. Every
Okay.
day, just do a little bit. And then when you don't do the flashcards, it keeps building up, right? It keeps
Yeah.
building.
Now I'm having like 700, almost 800 flashcards, and I've
Yeah,
never reviewed any.
yeah, which is not helpful. So all those knowledge may
Yeah.
become redundant over time. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so make
So my friend was also telling me, like, bro, like, stick to UL and then review the flashcard or the notes that you made it. That's,
Mhm.
if you do it, you will eventually get the those good marks.
Yes, of course, very important points. Yeah, yeah. So yes, I would say do the flashcards, because all the information on the U world, the difference is that people just do your world only has one information in the question, but the table has a lot of information in it.
Yeah.
Because another U world question may come from the same table. You see how they repeat the tables for different questions? There is the same table but different question, because in one question they're asking for causes, another question they're asking for diagnosis, another question they're asking for maybe your best next step for management or something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's true.
yeah. So if you do the table, you are
That's
going to get all those things together. And when you do the flashcard and you meet a question, your mind is just going to tell you that, oh, there's this thing is on my flashcard. This thing is on my flashcard, and then you get it correct.
okay. That's nice. That's nice, bro. The other thing, just I wanted to ask you was, like, regarding the observership that you are talking about.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get, even it's like paying, it's fine. I've seen you said like $1,000. $1,000 is not bad, because I've seen so many agents, they're judging like, like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000
Okay.
sometimes.
Okay.
So how do you get like those like cheap one, like to 1,000 USD?
So personally, I didn't have to go online. It was like a friend says like that. So my friend did it here, and then they tell another friend, and then I also got to know more like that. So those ones, they are like let's say a doctor who has his own clinic and is affiliated with another hospital. So you go there for 1 month, and then he gives you the letter of recommendation. And yeah, so that is it. It wasn't online, but if it's something that you can email me and then you want to keep his email address, I can put his email address out there. And then when I'll go to him on the 19th. So if I ask him and he wants me to put his email address out there, I'll just share with all of you, so that anyone who wants to go to Chicago. But it is not virtual, so it means you have to be in the US, right? So anyone who
Yeah, I
wants to
know.
go, yeah.
No, I know. I'll come there. I'll come there to do like
So
rotations and some research. But
so
like, some I've seen like, some agency, they're charging
okay.
like high money, bro, like through 3,000, 2,000,
Yeah.
and then you still have to go through a lot, bro. Like you have to pay like step two, step one, errors application, all those stuff. You have to save some
Mhm.
money.
Yes. And those agencies, like, are they getting the visa for you and all that?
Yeah, you pay like, yeah, they will give you like, letter of, I think, yeah, letter of recommendations from them. They will take it to the embassy, and then you'll get a visa. But it's not something like they're gonna help you, but they will give you this letter, and then it's up to you to go to the embassy and get visa for yourself.
Okay.
And after that, you come to the US.
Okay. Okay. And is it easy to get a visa when they give you the letter?
It depends on where you're from, bro. Like back where I come from, like like China, it's easy to get. Like one of my friend went for it one time, and then they gave him like 5 years visa on the dot.
Okay.
So
Okay.
like where I'm right now in Kenya, there's a backlog. There's a backlog. Even one of my
Okay.
friend, he matched in my clinic like this season, last season. So
Mhm.
it was very hard for him to get even the J1 visa. So it took him like almost 3 months. He was delayed. He just left last month.
Okay. Oh,
So
that's serious. So it depends on the country that you are in.
yeah, it depends on the content. But like, what do you think like about doing like virtual rotations? Is it fine? Is it counted?
No, they don't count it. They want you to practice it with your hands. They want you to work with your hands.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Hmm.
man. That's all
Yeah.
the questions that I got. Thank you, man. Thanks,
You're
thanks,
welcome. You're
bro.
welcome. And thanks to I've also learned from you. Yeah. Thank you. Have a good
Okay,
one.
bro. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, same.
Yeah, that was an interesting discussion. Very interesting. So yeah, if you are just joining us, we are discussing about the USMLE step one, step two. If you have any questions, I think we've done 2 hours already, and if nobody has any other questions, we can call it a day. Let's see. Nobody has any other question. We can call it a day. What's happening here? What's this one asking me? So the errors in March application. It's not rated out the MSP. Yeah. So let's see. Okay, so if nobody has any other questions, let's give some 2 minutes. If someone has any questions or wants to say anything, the link is there. You can join with the link. You can join with the link, and then let's see whatever you have. You can say whatever you have. We are here to listen to you and discuss it. Um, if there's no other thing, then we'll just wrap up. Thanks y'all for joining. Thanks everybody for joining. And if there's no other questions, we are just talking about step one and step two. Any questions from prep resources? The exam, how it went. My exam was 2 weeks ago, expecting the result. Today's Monday. Woo! Today's Monday, and I'm expecting my results on Wednesday. Hopefully, I can share with everybody. Like, just subscribe, and let's see if I have the courage to open my results live for you all to see. If I have the courage to like to open it live for everybody to see. So just make it a point on Wednesday at 1 a.m. I don't know if I want to go live, but I'm thinking about it. I'm considering that. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So thanks everybody. If there's no other question, does anyone have any other question to ask? Anything to tell us? Anything to motivate us? Like, is there anything you are doing that is working for you? Anything you are doing on step one, step two that is working for you? Anyone has any story to share? Anyone who has like any ups and downs in their studies wants to share something with us, you can join with the link, or you can put something in the comment box there. I'll read it out. So we answered most of the questions already. These are some of the questions that the people asked, and we answered that already. And let's see. Mm, yeah, we answered most of the questions. What's the best way to prep for MSK studying? We did that already. And let's see this, Arise and Shine. We answered this also already. Mm, let's see, we answered this. Hi, dog. Is it possible to match without research and all that? We did that already. And let's see this. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think I've answered most of the questions already. So if there's no other, okay, if there's no other new questions, thank you everybody, Miss Katie. Um, yeah, I learned a lot from you, all of you too, and thanks for your time. And I'll see you again in the next one, maybe on Wednesday. If I'll go live with my scores, I'll share the link with all of you so that you can join. Yeah, I know usually people don't go live because they don't know the like we don't know what we are going to get, right? So I'm going to put some like a vote out there, like a poll, so that I'll see your reactions. If you want me to go live with it, if I get like maybe 50 people telling me to go live with it, I'm gonna go live with it. Yeah. Okay, so thanks everybody and enjoy studying. Good luck in your studies. Good luck in your preps. Bye.